Good morning, everyone. Today is the day. It is May 4th, and I want to say that for my own records because today is officially the first day of really building our Barndominium. Like I said, it may take us a couple years to finish it. That's why I wanted on record what day we started, because I will never remember it. But in 2 hours, we have a concrete truck coming to fill up our sonotubes. So we spent the day before yesterday setting all the sonotubes. They're all leveled using the rotary laser. They all have gravel in the bottom of them for water drainage. And I have set all of the brackets next to each one. Yesterday we dug out some 12 by 12 by 6-inch deep spots, because if there's extra concrete in the truck, we want to fill these up, and that will be the pads that we will use for the pony wall. We're going to put a pony wall down the middle of this build. That was something that I never did say for sure, is this is not getting a concrete floor. I might have said it, but we're putting a wooden floor in here. So down the center of it, we need a pony wall to hold up the floor joists. So the center, I think I put them every 7 feet 7 inches, just because that's what it came out to be in between. It's probably overkill, don't care. I'd rather have overkill than underkill. So yeah, if there's extra concrete after we pour the tubes, we'll put it in these pads, and if there isn't extra concrete, that's okay, because we still have a bunch of bagged concrete which we'll use for those. So yesterday we went and rented this little doohickey. This is a concrete vibrator. We've got it strung out in a straight line because it was all curled up and hard to get down in the tubes. So this is a vibrator, concrete vibrator. So here's a tube. It's got the cage in it, all stood up on the gravel at the bottom. So the way we're hoping this is going to work out is when the truck gets here, Eddie will help the driver, and they will pour the concrete into the tubes. As he's pouring each tube, Ocean will be doing the vibrator. He'll put it down through the cage all the way to the bottom to vibrate the concrete and make sure there's no air pockets down at the bottom. We don't want any air pockets in it because that would weaken the concrete. So Ocean will be in control of that, and then I will just come through after them and screed the tops, make them nice and level. Now hopefully it's not going to take very long to pour all the tubes, because once that's done, we need to put our strings back up and then set our brackets in. I don't know how much time we're going to have from the time we pour the first tube till the time that we have to put the brackets in, so I'm going to have to keep an eye on the concrete as we're doing this to make sure it's not firming up too much to where I can't get the bracket in. I really don't see that happening, but who knows. The concrete truck gets here at noon, and by that time it's going to be pretty warm out here. It's already pretty nice out, so not going to be able to do a lot of talking or anything during this because there's only the three of us and we each have a job to do, and we really need to pay attention to what we're doing so we don't mess anything up. So I want to give you a heads up of what was going to happen. We're really hoping that the concrete truck fits where we would like him to go. Let me show you what we're hoping for. So I know it's really sunny out here, and for me it's hard to see on the camera, so I can't tell what you're seeing, but we've got our driveway here, and we're hoping, now we're going to move the truck, but we're hoping that the truck will come up the driveway and then go straight through here. But I've got the herb garden there, and we've got these T-posts here, so I'm hoping that the truck will fit through here, that he won't have a problem. We want him to come this way, and once he gets to this area it's basically wide open, just a couple of little trees, one little tree over there that we don't want him to hit. But this way, if he could get around here and back up, he can pour all of these back tubes and then go back around front and pour those front ones. If he can't fit through this spot right here, then I'm not sure what we're gonna do, because we were originally gonna leave one tube out so he could back into it, but we didn't, because we really think that he should be able to fit through here. I just don't know. So I mean, it's almost a straight shot to the driveway from here, so we're just gonna have to wait and see. I guess we can always pull one tube out if he can't make it or doesn't want to make it. We could pull one tube out and then fill it with bags after the fact. We'll just have to wait and see what the driver says, how he feels about getting through there. So yeah, looking forward to this. So once this concrete is poured and all the brackets are in, we need to wait 7 days before we set posts. We haven't made the posts yet. We have all the lumber to make the posts, but we've been busy on the garden, so we haven't started making them. So once concrete's poured, we've got 7 days before we can even start setting posts, so it's no big deal. So that's when we'll start making the posts. And please remember, we are trying not to rush this process. We don't want to make any mistakes, but we want to make as few as possible, because, you know, we don't know what we're doing. We're not carpenters or builders. We're doing the best we can. So we want to go nice and slow, think about each step, make sure that we understand what we're doing before we start. We don't want to make any costly mistakes if we can help it. So, plus we still have the garden growing. We can't give up on the garden or we won't have any food for this year. So in building the house, we also still have to take care of the animals and the garden so that we can eat. So I'm gonna let you guys go, and when the concrete truck gets here, I will try to set up the camera on a time lapse. I should have plenty of time to grab the camera, set it up. Not sure where I'm gonna put it, but I will try to set it up on a time lapse so you guys can see what's going on. Well, we're off to a great start. The truck is an hour late. Hopefully they'll be here soon. They did call and say they were on their way, and then they called again to get better directions because I guess they couldn't find the place. And that was probably at least 20 minutes ago. So they should be here any minute, I hope. It's getting very hot out, and I don't want the concrete to cure too quickly because I need time to put the brackets in. So hopefully they'll be here soon. Here we go, guys. The truck just showed up. It's 1:11. I don't know how long this is gonna take. For now, I'm gonna leave you on regular speed, but after we pour one or two, I'm gonna put you on a time lapse.
Yeah, it's good.
Wowee, this is getting all in my hair. All right, go to the next one. So he asked us if we wanted water added to it, and it was, oh wow. He asked us if we wanted water added to it, and it was super dry and just the rocks were coming out, so he added water, but now it's too wet. So we're having a little bit of difficulty here. It's splashing all in my hair and everything. So yeah, it's all over the camera. I'm gonna set you guys up on a time lapse over away from the wet concrete. Right now, I just feel like crying. We got all the concrete poured, and when we started, it was super, super wet. So I thought, well, we got plenty of time to get them all poured and then go back and put the brackets in. We never stopped. We worked the entire time. And by the time I was putting the brackets in, even just the first bracket, the concrete had thickened up super fast, making it very, very difficult to put the brackets in and level them up and get them up against the string. By the time I got to the last 3 brackets, the concrete was quite hard. I still got the brackets in, but they are not perfectly level. They are not perfectly on 8-foot centers. They're not perfectly up against the string. I can only hope that when it comes time to build this, we can compensate. I really did not think that the concrete would dry that quickly, especially since it was very, very wet. And I mean, it was like soup. And I really didn't expect it to harden that fast. So right now, I just feel like crying. I hope I at least got all the brackets in facing in the right direction.